Am I audible? Okay, so I would like
Yes.
to welcome everyone for so I would like to welcome everyone for this workshop, which is Introduction to Git and GitHub, which is conducted by PCCOR ACM Student Chapter. So yes, now we will talk little bit about myself. So hello, I am Vedant Satpute. I am a full stack web developer. I am trying to build things that make a difference. So I am learning stuff more and more so that I can develop and make a difference for people around me. You can connect to me on LinkedIn or GitHub or my Instagram. These are my credentials. So yes, so we are going to start now with GitHub. But before that, we should know what is there is a term we should know, and that is what is version control systems. So yes, we will talk a minute on what is version control system. So version control system are software tools that helps us record the changes that we do to a file and also the modification we do. But this seems a big definition for us. So let us understand this more easy in easy terms. So suppose I am creating an Instagram app similar to Instagram. So I will try with creating an app that will show photos. Then I have to update it. I have to do new changes that will add. Suppose we have to now upload photos from other users. So we will create new version of it. So we will have another folder. Now suppose we have to add a feature that will give us camera. That Instagram will use our camera to click photos. So that then we have again another version. Now again suppose we have Git. Now suppose we have another thing that is called stories for status. We will have another folder. Now suppose how many features Instagram has that can be implemented. Then you will create go on creating this folder. So to ease this task, we created something called version control system, and we can just use this colorful jolly thing to understand what changes we have done in before and after. So yes, that's what version control system is. If you are creating software or a tool, you are going to need this. Am I not audible? Hello?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, yes. So this is what version control system is. This is what version control system is. But that's the different thing if you're not creating versions, because you don't need version control if you don't have versions, right? So that is what version control system was. So to solve this problem, we created something called Git. Now we will talk about what is Git. So Git is a free and open source distributed version of control system which helps us to track our code, basically changes we do in our code, and also manage it in a proper way so that we don't lose the focus of code, and we can also backtrack our code if you want to get it back. Suppose if you have created an app, you found out that newer version you created has something called a security flaw. You have some security flaws or you have bugs. To solve this problem, we have Git to do that for us. To do this, to now Git was created by Torvalds, who is creator of Linux in 2005, and Junio Hamano controls Git for now. It Git is actually just a software. Okay, and it all it does is version control and code sharing, but it does not have any user management feature. So Git is a command line tool. It's like this command line tool. Now suppose you have big projects, two big projects to be done. Suppose you have CMD. You are doing creating files. You are creating files all here. You are going to type code line by line. That will be too hectic. So to solve this problem, they introduced GitHub, which gave us a graphic user interface, and we have all buttons here so that we can do just do this, and we don't have to type commands and all things in our terminal. So yes, that's why we have to introduce GitHub. So let's talk about GitHub. What is GitHub? So GitHub is, as they self-describe themselves, is a platform. It's a software development platform that allows us to publish code and share code, but also social network with regards to code. You can look at another person's code, and you can also follow their code and follow their changes, follow their files, etc. You can do anything, and it also gives us a capability of storing and also viewing every draft of a code file. That's what GitHub allowed us to do. And it was based on Ruby on Rails framework, and it was started in 2008, but in June 4 2018 to October 26 2018, Microsoft was trying to buy it, and it acquired GitHub for $7.5 billion. So it is now owned by and maintained by it is owned and maintained by Microsoft. So, but Microsoft said that it will be operate as independently as community platform and business. There comes GitHub. So we had Git and we have now GitHub. Git was a terminal, and GitHub give us GitHub give us software. So why you should learn Git? Okay, because first thing, that is centralized cloud storage of our code. That means that suppose it's like giving you cloud storage to save your code. You don't have to save your code in your local machine. This is GitHub's feature. So it allowed us to save code in a web hosting. Also, it has version control system that we talked just before starting, and also it helps us code sharing. That means we can work in teams and share code to each other, and also look at changes what team member did, what changes. And you are going to need to learn this anyway if you are in computer field. Why is that? Because when you go, if you suppose you are a programmer, then look at this. This is GitHub has so many big companies, and big companies use this GitHub platform to get codes and updates and all the new things they can get from different communities that uses open source technology. So this is Facebook's repository, and you can see it has so many different repositories. We will talk about repository, what is repository, but to make it simple, it's just a folder. Suppose this is React Native. Now you can see here that this gives us a complete project, and you can just download it from here. You can also see that people contribute to this, and you can also contribute to this, that this has this issue, you can resolve this issue, you can solve this issue. You have pull requests that people ask that this is what I have done in changes in code. You can check these changes and tell me if this works. Or yes, that's so you have Facebook company like Facebook using GitHub. There are so many companies. Every big company uses GitHub as to build a community of open source technology. Every big company. So yes, that's why we are going to need it anyway. If we are going to go for a job in IT or any computer field, then you are going to need GitHub. Every big company uses GitHub to share their code and work with, and also it also helps you manage the code. That's why this is what Git and GitHub and everything was. So look at difference of Git and GitHub. So Git is a software and GitHub is a service which uses Git. That was the main thing. So GitHub is not a software, it is a service that allowed us to use Git as a tool to manage our code, our projects, and all the things we needed. Now Git is installed locally on the system, while GitHub is hosted on the web. That is the same thing. It gives us GitHub is a service that hosts Git repositories. That's it to it. So yes, that's what third point is. And GitHub, what GitHub gave us extra was it Git didn't have any user management feature, but GitHub had a built-in user management feature which helped us a lot for because you can manage users, and you can, if you are running a company or if you are working for, if you have people under you, you can manage these users under your build management feature. So yes. So now one does not simply understand Git without applying the knowledge of Git or knowing what is. We now know what is Git and why you should learn Git. But now we will come to how to use Git. So I want you to download the file from here. You can download Git. You have to download Git now. So you can download from Git from this website, which is gitscm.com/downloads, and you will download the file and you will have the file with the name Git. So I want to, if everybody, I have already given instructions to download it. So I would like to, we will now install it just. So we will run this. Yes, so I think we are on the same page. I want everyone to who is using laptop or who is following this workshop because this is hands-on workshop. So I want you to download and open this setup. How many people are following this workshop? Going to follow this hands-on. Okay. So yes, please download this setup and open this setup. Cool. So yes, have you opened this setup? Because this is how we are going to use Git. Have you opened the setup? Okay, yes. So we will go to next thing. We will just go for next. You can install it in C drive and press next. So yes, here you can add additional icon for desktop, and you have you can use this true type font for consoles. And if you want updates for Git every time you open your Windows or every time you are connected to internet, you can also check this one. Check this box. Okay, so recording of this part later. Okay. So yes, this you can now press next. Yes, next. Now use Vim as you can use Vim as Git's default editor. You can use another softwares too. I will be using Vim because, and you also install Vim so you can follow with me. Now this was the thing that I want to share. I would like for you to select this option because this will give us extra features. If you go to learn Git more and see what are the things and what are implications that are in Git. That's why we will select this option. Third option. We will just keep this as default, and we will also keep this in as it is, and this too. So other things you can keep it default. If you want this enable symbol links, you can do this or you cannot do this. You if you don't want to, you don't do this. I won't do this. It doesn't affect anything. So yes, next, and don't check this and then install. We will now install Git. In the meantime, please create a GitHub account. You can go to GitHub and register your account. You can go to github.com and give a username, email, and password. And please register a new account because we are going to need this account. We are going to use GitHub too. Okay, so Git is while installing. Git is installing. So you create a new account on Git. Everybody created a new account on Git. Okay, so yes, everybody has done it. Now you can leave this on itself, or you can launch Git Bash, but we don't need it to launch it right now. Next thing I want to do is download GitHub desktop app because it we are also going to use it. You can just you can download it for Windows or Mac, whichever it is. You can't download this software on Linux. They haven't created a Linux build for this. Okay, so yes, we have now downloaded Git, right? You can see Git. Yes, Git Bash. We need Git Bash. Git Bash is the tool we are going to use for Git. So yes. Now, yes. Now we will come to Git commands and terms. After we have done all, we know now that what is Git and GitHub and everything. Now it's time for us to really learn what is Git. So first term that that I talked about is repository. That I told we will be looking it forward. So what is a repository? Repository is like a folder for your project, but it contains all your project files. But this is like a new folder, right? This two statement feels like a new folder. What repository makes it different? The word repository does it differently is it stores each file's revision history. That means it stores everything from every changes you do, every time you do updates. Yes, you can prefer CLI, Linux user if there are any. So that is what repository does. It stores each file's revision history. So now we know what is a repository. We will now start using Git. So Git, first thing we will do in Git setting up our Git is configure tooling, which configures information of user information of for all our local repositories. This is actually the command git config global username. You have to write your username here, and you have to write for same. You have to set up an email, and you have to write the email you are going to set. So we will start by creating a new folder. Uh, we just git workshop git workshop. So this is our new folder. We will open this folder, and when you just right click on it, and you will see that you have now option of git bash here. Select that option. So I think this terminal is visible, right? You can see the text on terminal, right? So this is a command. Our first command we are going to do is a git version to check our version. So it tells me that this is Git version is 2.27. This is to check if you are up to date with the latest Git version. So yes, we are going to set up our Git now. The first command is git config global dash hyphen hyphen global user dot name our name. So we will start with it. So git. Yes, so we are going to do git config. You can see git config hyphen hyphen global, and you can see that it says user dot name. So user dot name, and we are going to use pccoer. So you can use the username you have used to create your GitHub account, right? You have used a username to for that. So please use that username. Now press up key so you can get what you typed previously. So you can just change this here to user.email and type is the email that you typed for this registration during GitHub. So yes. So this tells our Git software that we have in our machine that it is a Git to use Git software to use this as username and this as email for every thing every change I do. So yes, there is now next command is to touch. This is actually a Linux command, Linux type of command. So this is used to create new files. Suppose I have to create a new file named index.html. If you know what HTML file is, it is a web page file. So yes, when I do this, you can see a index.html page is created here. So you can use touch command to create different types of files. So everyone with me till now. So yes, we use touch for doing this. Touch command to create new files. So that's what it is. Now next thing we are going to learn is git init. This is used to convert our directory into a Git repository. So what it does is, suppose I press git init. Now this folder, you can see this folder is created. You won't see it maybe if you have hidden files, no, do not show hidden files option selected. But this is a hidden file that is generated which contains all the things for a folder to know that it is a Git folder. So now this repository is actually a Git repository, and you can see the terminal change. And now terminal says master. Terminal says master here, right? It says that you are a user that is master of this thing, this repository. So yes, this is Git init, and now we have an option to add files into our Git repository. So that means that telling it that these files are to be initialized to be added. So we will do git add. You can type a file name here like index.html. Yes, so here you can see it. You have to add file name here. So yes, that's what I did. So git add index.html. It is just used to add file to our Git to tell Git that changes to be added. Now every time I do this git add for this file, if I do any change in index.html, it will always tell git that these changes are done, these lines are changed, these are the number of lines that are changed. You No repository created in my folder. So yes, I told that please what you have to do is right clicking on the folder where you want a folder to be a git repository. So you can press right click on the folder that you want it to be a repository and right click on it and click git bash here. That opens a terminal for this folder and not any other folder. So that's why maybe you are facing that issue. So we just added index.html to our repository. Next thing we want to know is git status, right? This git status. So if I do git status right now, so we haven't made, it says no commits yet because we don't know what commit is. So git status, what git status does is shows us modified files that we have done in our repository, and commit shows us git commit is used to stage our files into the local repository. That means you can do git commit. Now we have to add a message that could be like suppose this is our first commit, right? First commit. This is our first commit. So git commit m. Now all the files that we added, that is index.html for now. When we press git commit, it says change mod. It changes files and it says zero insertion and zero deletions. Now when you check git status, so it says on branch master we have nothing to commit and working tree clean. But it was saying earlier that we have no commit yet. So yes, that's what git commit does. So suppose now I left one thing, that is git add dot. What does its dot does? So suppose you have when you have this directory, suppose this has too many files and too many directories and too many folders. So you won't be adding every time, won't be adding uh, git add and then file name, every file name that you can imagine. So what we do is, suppose we create a new files like touch contacts .html. So when you create these files, you can see now I have 4 files here that are about contacts, gallery, index. Now I won't be typing every file's name to for in git add contacts or gallery or every time. So we can just do dot and all the files will be like git commit m second commit. So you can actually write message like added contacts page or added gallery page, edited gallery page in this message area. But for now we will use second commit, and you can see these files are now added to our repository. Now what I want you to do is go to GitHub. You should now be going to GitHub. You can, when you sign in on GitHub, you will have an option here. So create a new repository. So I want you to create a new repository. Everyone to create a new repository. So everyone created a new repository. Are you with me on creating a new repository? Okay, so we will create a new repository. You can name it anything. So we will do is Git workshop, Git workshop, and you can add description to this, but we won't be adding any description for now. Then you can choose it to be private repo or public repo. Repo is short for repository, so that is, and you can initialize the readme or you can create it later. So I won't be creating it right now. So when you this is now you have created a new repository on GitHub. So if you look at your profile, you can see now I have a repo called Git workshop, and now you will see there are some instructions. So Git init, Git add, Git commit, but we have already done this the task. So we are going to learn about this. So Git remote add origin and a URL that is our repo on this website. So we have remote. So what is remote? Remote is common repository that team members use to exchange the changes. To make it shorter, what remote does is you can just use this origin in place of completely adding this URL. So it's like a variable origin equal to this URL. So I want you to copy this. If you have created a repo and you just copy this and you will go to Git and you can do is paste, and what we this will do is create a remote called origin that will have this URL. So yes, that's what it is. Now this is the push command. We will now talk about push command. So push command, what it does is send your files and commit messages to our GitHub repo. That means now this Git, we were doing this, everything we were doing here was on local machine, but now with push command we can change it into a GitHub repo. That is, we can host it on GitHub server. So we will do git push git push. Now we have alias, that is origin we did here. So we have origin here. So yes, origin, and then you have to add branch. Now you, what is branch? So here it was branch, that is master branch. We will talk about branch in a few minutes. So this is what it is. So there is another thing, you can add u here. We'll talk about it later. So yes, so when we do this, yes, so it says git push enumerating objects 5 done, and this and that different things. So we will now, what we will do now do is go to, this was our git workshop repository, right? So I will just refresh our page. So you can see we got all the files that were present here on our GitHub repo just by doing this thing. And also it only not contains our first commit, but it also contains our second commit. It says we have added second commit, and it also gives times that we had done it on local machine. So you can see the power of GitHub, that adding files, and you can use it for this purpose. So this is a short thing. When you are working on bigger projects, you do bigger changes and you just push and push codes every day. And yes, that's how Git and GitHub actually works. So this is just to add files. So next thing which I was going to talk was branch. So what branch does is we can switch between multiple tasks. So suppose I missed after creating repository. So after creating repo, so we will backtrack. Okay. First thing we learned is configure tooling to add a username and email to our Git software. Now we did init to tell our repo that it is a folder that is going to be a repository. Then we did git add, that adds file for add assign line of the files to for our commit. Next thing we know, commit. The commit, what commit did is stage our file into local repo. And next was status, to check what is the status of the modified files in our directory. And then we created a new repo, and then we did a remote thing. So what was remote? So remote did was, it added a alias for URL, so that you don't have to type the complete URL, because when you are working on projects, suppose this, you can check like a React Native website. You can see these links are too big, right? So you won't be typing links every time you are going to push, because what we do is when we push it, you need a URL. So instead of typing URL, we just use a variable so that it can understand better, and we just shorten the URL into just this small letter. Or you can, we use origin as default, but you can use anything. So that's how it is. Now coming up to branch, we have branch, right? So branch is used to switch between multiple tasks. So right now, when if you use git and you do git branch, it says master. So right now we only have one branch, and we haven't created any new branch. That's why it says it, we have only master. So we will create a new branch. So to create new branch, you just have to do git branch and branch name. So what you want it to be. So suppose I do I will, if suppose some user uses my contacts page or about page, so I will create a branch for about. Now git branch. You can see that now we have two branch. One is master and one is about. So for understanding more, now we will do to change to about branch from this master branch. We have command called git checkout. So what git checkout does, it says it just checked with other branches if we are up to date. So we do git checkout. Now we have created about branch, so we will use about, and you can see that we are now turned from master to about branch. So suppose if I do about, if I go to this file and I open with suppose I just added any text here and save it. And now like every time you have to do is git add all the files, then git commit changes made in about.html. You can see here it says one file change and one insertion, because the about.html we already had in our GitHub repository. So using this about branch, we changed about.html. Now we will git push. We will push this into about branch. So git push origin master. No, we will not use master, right? Because we are in about branch, so it will say that we are up to date and everything. So we will do is about. So yes, it says commit done. So let's check in our GitHub repo, right? This was our GitHub repo. So when I refresh this, you can see about had recent pushes less than minute ago. So you can see we now have about branch in our GitHub repository. Okay, please explain git add. So git add is used when you have too many, when you have to add all the file in the folder. Suppose we have too many files in this folder, you won't be adding git add this every file's name. So just git add dot does is adds all the, if you have 100 files here, it will add all the 100 files for commit. That is what git add is used for. So you can see here we have branch, we have about branch. So when we go to about branch, it says the this branch is one commit ahead of master. That is because we have done one thing extra than our master branch. That is we have done changes in our about.html. Right? We have added a hello there, right? So that's why it is used. Next thing we have, so this is what we done. Now it's git merge. So what is git merge used for? What is, you can do git merge, git merge. So let's see what git merge does. Okay, so it says already up to date. Now let's change to git master branch for a minute. Master branch for a minute. Now we do git merge. You can see it says so we will do git merge. Now what we have is about, right? So about, you can see now we have merged the file that was in about branch. This is the git merge and this is the branch name which you want to merge your this master branch with, which is about. So now it did some changes in our about.html file in master user. So we will do git push. So it says zero changes. So let's check what our master branches in form. So you can see that what we did changes made in about.html files are now visible in master branch because we did merge. So what merge did is combine these two and compare the changes which were done ahead in other branch which was ahead. So this is why we use it. So there is another thing called git pull which is used to fetch from our GitHub repo. Suppose if someone does changes in this area, suppose someone does changes in this area. So when you log in tomorrow, then you know that someone just did changes one day back before. So you will do git pull. So it doesn't work this way. So we do git pull origin master. So it won't pull anything. We will do a change here. You can see how powerful git is because you can just edit your file in here. You don't have to use machine. You can just change everything over GitHub and every thing on the cloud hosting, that is Git. So we will have index.html. This is so you can commit it. We are going to do update index.html. So this is similar to commit doing the commit command. So you don't have to do the commit command again. You can just do commit changes directly to master branch, and everything will be available in. So you can see the power of GitHub, that you don't have to type commands like you have to do here. You can just press buttons, and everything is in the form of forms or buttons. So this is update.index.html. So we will do git pull origin master. You can see that it pulled from our file. So what it actually did is, you go to index.html file, and you can see that this change we did in our GitHub repository is now also in our local repository, that is our desktop. So yes, this is why we use pull to get changes that are done before and after. So yes, that is pull command. And now we will have command called git log. So what git log does is, it gives you everything about every commit you have done before. You can press enter, and you can see that I have done first commit, second commit, then I have done changes made in about.html, then I have updated index. You can see it gives us that this commit was from this author or this. It suppose, so see, you can see that we had author, this username and email we set up in the configure tooling, and now we have it in this author, new author, that is PCR ACM student chapter. This is because we did changes from here, and here the username and the email is by default is this. So yes, that is why we have it git log. So why we use git log is, you can press Q to exit git log command, and you will see now git revert. So what git revert does? Git reverts any commit we did. Okay, so what do we mean by that is, suppose we have to go back track and go to this change, right? I don't want to update index.html, so I will use git revert. I will copy this. This is called commit ID, and you can do is git revert and press your commit ID, paste your commit ID, and when you do this, you will see this. But I don't suggest you to do this, because this is a Vim editor. So you can see one file change and one deletion. So I do git add dot and git commit. So I don't even have to do this. I think it will already be done. So git push origin master. So yes, now we will look at our repository. So yes, revert changes. It just change name this revert to about.html. But this command was used for reverting back, right? So we will see changes that if we have been reverted back, and this is actually quite complex topic to cover, revert, but you can explore it more, but it is very in-depth command for Git to use. But this is very important command because it helps us to revert back to the changes that we don't want to. So yes, that was git log and git revert. We did merge and pull. We did branch, remote, push, status, commit, init, and add. And these are frankly the only commands that you are going to mostly need for starting up Git and GitHub. So yes, now we'll come to the term that is fork. What is a fork? Fork is a copy of another repository in copy of any repository in another repository, and clone is a copy of repository in local machine. But let's see why that. Suppose you are going to start a project or create a portfolio. So you are going to have a template So you can go like Git, you can have your portfolio template. You can search it all over the GitHub and you can see there are so many. So there are, suppose I like the simple folios, right? This is simple folio. This is very good, good portfolio template. So you can see demo here. So this is a very good looking portfolio template. So I like this one. So suppose if I want to use this and do some edits and changes, so there are two options. I can just download this code, right? Here we have something called code download, that is clone. So what clone is, like downloading the whole all the files in a Git repo in the form of zip, or you can download it using GitHub desktop directly. So yes, that is what clone is. So we can just download zip, and this all the files here present here will be downloaded, and we will have the this portfolio in our local machine. That is, we have downloaded it in our local machine. But now suppose I want this to be in my repository. Suppose I want this simple portfolio in our PCCOI or ACM GitHub. So what I will do is, you have this option called fork. So what fork does is, when you do fork, so suppose I do fork for my account, it takes few minutes. And now if you go to PCCOI or ACM, you can see that simple folio is now in Git PCCOI or ACM's repository. So what we did is, we didn't download it in our local machine, but we just downloaded it in our PCCOI or ACM repo. So that is what the difference between clone and forking is. Fork is takes central repository, one repository, and just copy it in our account, GitHub account. But what clone does is download it in our local computer. So that is so we have so actually this is all you need to know about Git and GitHub. Git actually. So yes. So if you want to know more about Git, you can go to Google and search Git cheat sheet, and this is Git cheat sheet. Education.com, Git education.github.com has a cheat sheet that contains many commands. You can explore this cheat sheet and try many commands from this. And now we come to the next part, that is GitHub. So what GitHub did, you can see is, you can see what GitHub did. GitHub give us just buttons and forms to do all the things that you do in terminal, and sorted it for us. What we had to files in existing repository, because when we created repo, after 2 or 3 days, yes, use git add. As Rahul said, you can use git add. And if you have any other thing that it says, then you can ask, you have to give the proper error code. So you because you have to use git add every time for that, or also set up the repo. So GitHub also provide us with extra features, that is CI, secure development, code review. You can go to this website, GitHub. So there is a website dedicated to just this GitHub extras features that it provides. So it has continuous secure development, code review, apps. It gives us to development of code reviews and everything. So hosting, project management, team management. So these are extra GitHub features which GitHub provides, which you can check. And all of the things that GitHub does is based off Git. You have GitHub Gist also, and GitHub Education. And main thing I want to talk about is GitHub Pages. what GitHub do. So what GitHub Pages allows us to do our website and our projects web apps in the directly on our GitHub web page. You don't have to host it on with different server or different places. You just host your project that you post on your GitHub in GitHub itself. So that's why GitHub Pages is powerful, and Git and GitHub is powerful in that's why in such a so yes, that this is all about GitHub and GitHub Pages and GitHub this. So this is actually everything you need to know about Git and GitHub. I think I've covered all commands, major main commands and everything. So I will. So yes, so you can use this Git cheat sheet to thing. Now we can actually use. So we have downloaded GitHub desktop, right? To setup, right? We will now install GitHub desktop. So it will install itself. We can you can download GitHub desktop from desktop.github.com. So I guess Git is installed in my PC. You have this option now. I want you to sign in to your GitHub account. So we have we will sign into our GitHub account using this, and we can use this name and email that we did on Git and configure it. So I don't want you to select this because this gives data to Microsoft. So yes, so you can see that when you log in, this is GitHub desktop. This is how GitHub desktop looks like. So suppose we have this Git workshop, right? Git workshop. We already have clone, or we can use a existing repository from our hard drive. So we will select our folder, that is Git workshop. And now you can see do everything here that we did in terminal directly. Suppose you have to do commits, you can, if you do changes in this file, you will have changes here, and you can just write a commit and description and commit directly from this GitHub desktop. You can also do the pull thing or fetch from the master branch if it is updated by any other person in a GitHub page. And yes, that's why this is so simple. GitHub desktop makes it so simple to do everything rather than terminal using typing commands and commands. So okay, so this is all about GitHub and GitHub desktop and all the GitHub's extra features. So let's clear out the doubts, and if you have any, you can start asking. So what if you have multiple repositories at that time? Is it necessary to add a remote origin command? So yes, you have to add a remote to every time. You can change the remote name, right? You don't, so that you don't have to use origin every time you want to update it. You can use a different name for in place of origin. That will just sort it easily. So why Git is not prompting you to enter your GitHub password? As it latest version, it asks you to enter your Git password. So it actually didn't ask me because I had already entered it. That's why. But that means it maybe was saved in my GitHub Git files where Gits are stored. So that set of files are stored. That's why. Any other doubt? Anybody has any other doubts, or you can also ask.
No
Yes,
doubt, no
and you
doubt.
can also ask using unmute. Yes, no doubt. It does always ask me. I guess there is an option to do the remember me thing. What we have for GitHub. Git. I don't remember it actually, but every time I do Git, it doesn't ask me every time I push. So maybe you are using Linux, right? Kaustubh, are you using Linux? Yes, Linux asks it. Linux terminal is different, so it every time you do the push thing, it asks you for a password. So to do, if you don't want to add password every time, you can use the thing called. Look, wait, let me show you. So I don't think I will find it here. You can actually do it by using SSH thing, secure shell, and you don't have to add password every time you do this for repository. I don't seem to find it here. So wait a minute. Any other doubts? How we could add an existing repository? So actually, suppose you have Git remote, add origin. So now suppose I create a new file called git touch events.html. Right, we have this file now created in desktop. I do git add. So you can see here that I use temp as a remote now this time, and it pushed it into the our GitHub repository. So see, we have events.html added. So every time you have to do it from existing repository, you have to change the remote. You can use any remote for that. So, but you have to use it. Got it, right? I'm completely new to this. When we try to clone someone's code, is there any chances that person has put some virus in between codes? That is difficult to tell, but GitHub actually has its secure thing. It checks security flaws and everything in your code. That's why it says Git. You check. We have this GitHub has secure development. So it every time some user uploads a code, it will always find security flaws and any virus in it. Suppose you have any API open, it also detects that your API key is open for everyone. Anyone can misuse it, so it also tells you that. But it's difficult to for understanding if the code you download really has virus or not. It depends on the person's ethic. Any more doubts? Anything else? Is hosting the website using GitHub free? Yes, hosting the website on GitHub is free, but to host it, you have to use their own domain. That is github.io. They use github.io to host your app softwares on and apps on websites on its platform. No cPanel. There is no cPanel. More, they only use static. Yes, Kaustubh is right. They only do static things. So suppose mm, not really static. You can actually do dynamic things too using Node and Node. You can also say do npm GitHub deploy. There is something called you see, you can see here GitHub pages deploy. So you can use GS deploy npm package to actually it is okay, static in a way. So yes, if I search my username, so I will show something I created from my repo. So so I created this static thing. So what it does, so this is a app. It is hosted. You can see it is hosted on my GitHub repo vedantsatputra.github.io in the name of this what I have given it. And yes, so what it does is you can type any search. This is like a search engine. I was trying for a search engine. So yes, this is how you can host apps and your software, everything. Yes, you can also go for Heroku for to do it free, deploy it for free, and there are many more CI/CDs. It's actually CI/CD. So that's why GitHub this feature that is called CI/CD was recently not. This is not a long time feature. This is into picture in a few months. Okay, so anything more or any more doubts? So yes, yes, Heroku also use Git. So yes, that's it. So I think we have any doubts, right? So thank you everyone. So for joining. Please follow, get in touch on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube to stay updated. And you can also follow our I was because we are planning many for this further, like resources to our GitHub repo. So I think everything is clear for everyone. So yes, this meet and this work is completely recorded and it will be available on YouTube. So that's why you can follow our YouTube. So yes, thank you.